showing them through alignment how to do it. And if you stay stuck trying to please them and just go into their confusion with them, you both stay heavy and neither of you rise. So that kind of makes sense how important it is not to be connected or attached to any kind of agenda. That whole thing Source says through me all the time, which is do not allow your attachments to role and title to keep you stuck. Because really, we're evolving souls that are free and we're expansive beings. We don't have to be stuck ever. But when we go into fear mode and we start making excuses for our evolution because we're actually afraid to take that journey, then we say we're confused and we say we're stuck. And it's really not truth. We're just choosing to deny the expansion journey that's being presented to us.
Definitely.
Well, I send you so much love, girl, on all of this. And I really feel that you've made such a great choice. And so many deeper lessons are going to keep kind of blossoming from this choice. And realize this is something you're going to do every moment of your day, every day, for the rest of your life. It's like it will never stop. And that's part of the beauty of this, is that every moment you have that moment to actually stand in your power and speak truth, or you have the opportunity to deny it. And I really feel the more you get comfortable with claiming your power and the more you get comfortable with owning that, the more amazing things you're going to do with your life, and you're going to feel good in your own skin. Compared to every time you deny that power, you feel more and more weakness, and you feel more and more self-confidence issues. And, you know, every part of your power is always looked at as there's something missing, instead of when you just simply take that stand one moment after the next. It really makes a difference. So
Definitely.
Keep doing that.
Well, thank you for all your support, and I really appreciate the role that you've played in all of this. So thank you.
Mwah. You're welcome, girl. My honor, my pleasure. So proud of you.
Thank you.
Keep rising, sister. We got lots of other souls to inspire to come into that alignment. So don't underestimate the importance of you staying in that alignment. You know what I mean?
Definitely. Absolutely.
Well, thank you. Is there anything else you wanted to discuss today? Or do you feel like you got all of your heart's expression out on this topic?
I think I have definitely beat that horse best today.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah,
well,
thanks for letting me share.
Yeah, thank you for sharing. I really appreciate it. I bet you inspired a lot of people today. So just, take some time. So. What's that?
I said, I sure hope so.
Oh, yeah. I think you did. Just take some time for you to process. And remember, you don't have to be lonely. Just enjoy your alone time.
Yes.
All right. I love you, girl. Thank you for calling in.
You bet. Love you too. I'll talk to you later.
Okay. Bye-bye.
All right, bye.
So if anybody else wants to chime in and write in, or you want to call, I'll give you the number one more time because we got a little bit longer if somebody else wanted to call in. 919-518-9773. And thank you so much, Sarah, for taking the time to call in. And I really hope that her sharing her side of that, because like a breakup, that's a pretty big deal for a lot of us. And we get kind of comfortable in these relationship situations. And even when we're not happy, sometimes we're just like, we just get complacently attached, and we kind of, like Sarah was saying, use it as a distraction mechanism from your own expansion because you don't really believe in yourself enough to take that journey. So I encourage you guys to have the courage to actually value yourself and value your light and your voice and the magic that you brought to this planet. Like, speak it. Actually say who you are every day. Let people know who you genuinely are. And maybe let go of that old conditioning to be afraid of showing up and to show the world what you've been trained to be. The price of that is really high. That's a high cost to deny ourself and our true identity, our true values and alignment. That can be really, damaging long-term to our soul. So I encourage you guys to take that journey. Is anybody else writing in, Amnon, or any questions coming
in? No.
Okay, what do you have to say about all that? Since we had a long discussion with Sarah, do you have anything you'd like to share? Your own personal experiences?
No, I didn't go through anything like this that I remember. Yeah,
That's awesome.
I may have.
He just has like the most simple, peaceful life, I swear.
I try to.
That's awesome.
I mean, if I did, then it's somewhere, tucked really so deep that nothing is going to get it out.
Oh, I don't know about that one. Careful with that statement.
I don't know. I can't think of anything.
That's okay. How about in your observation of people in your life, people that you care about that you've observed not speak their truth? Have you observed anybody you cared about that really struggled because they were afraid to be authentic? Maybe for you, it's just from observing others.
No, I can't say that either.
Really?
I'm trying to think.
That's okay.
No.
If you haven't.
No, I haven't.
Awesome. Well, that's awesome.
I mean, I now that you're talking about it, I say, boy, I must be really blessed by not having stuff like that.
That is really great. Well, and everyone's got different journeys. Like you maybe came here to learn your lessons in a more gentle way and peaceful way, and that's the way your path was. And some souls came here to really go through a lot of challenges and a lot of trials and tests to actually help them claim their power. And so every soul's got its journey, and they're all beautiful. But sometimes we get to a place where we can really call out for greater peace and choose that peace. And then there's times where maybe you're minding your own business, everything's peaceful and beautiful, and something lands right in front of you, and you have to do something about it. So it's all good, no matter what's happening, and we all learn our different lessons according to whatever life path we're choosing, right?
Absolutely. I'm still sitting here trying to think about something that I can share with you. And
that's okay.
It just doesn't come up. I mean, some people may say, "Oh, he's so naive. It's probably all around him, and he doesn't see it." I don't
Is that what you feel?
No. No, not at all.
No. It's okay. I kind of put you on the spot anyway.
Ask me something else.
You're like, ask me something else. Okay. Well, if anybody, I'll give you guys a few minutes. We have 10 minutes left of the show. If anybody wants to call in, and I could do a reading on you. So we could do an angel reading, divine guidance. I've got goddess cards. So if you guys want to call in. Don't be shy. And if you guys have a question or just something you relate to, just share it with Amnon on there and join the conversation. So maybe you can explain something you've recently gone through. I'm feeling, though, that everybody watching, no matter what life path we're walking, we all at some deep core level understand that there's values here that are really important in our lives. And even though we may all have very different belief systems in life and different kind of influences culturally, or, different people telling us different rules, at a deep place inside, I feel we all have an understanding of how important it is to be truthful. And some of us have maybe been raised to lie because they think, it's scary if you tell truth and you don't want to hurt people's feelings, so withhold truth or you could get in trouble. So they've learned to be manipulative. And I've personally found that I observe no matter who the people are, how rich they are, how poor they are, if they're, famous or no one even knows who they are, they're just living out in the country somewhere. If they're not being truthful to themselves, they're not actually living in their highest alignment, and they're not having the courage to be independent and the courage to actually choose liberation and freedom, I feel that there is a cost to that, and it does take a toll on us. And so look into your own life. Maybe today this is just to encourage some inner reflection on, am I living my highest truth? Am I actually speaking up for what matters to me? Am I taking a stand? And this doesn't mean we have to become aggressive and violent and go fight everything. I actually feel like it's the opposite. When we're really in alignment, we know what we stand for, and we know who we are at a soul level, like what really matters most to us as far as like values and morals. And we take a stand on them, but we show honor and respect to others as they find their own way as well. Because like I said, there's going to be people of all different levels of consciousness. And there's certain people in my movie that maybe I started my life with that did not show the reverence and honor that I know I deserve. And so my moving away from them in the movie doesn't mean I don't still love them. It just means I won't tolerate their abusive behavior. And that's me loving me. And sometimes if we can do that and we can really claim that power, we can start to slowly show others how to do that as well. Even if at first they judge us and they want to make fun of us or call us names for actually choosing that truthful path, I feel it's like a subliminal, you're giving subliminal permission to them just by being it, just by being in their presence. You're showing them what alignment looks like. And that's really the highest way that we can teach. We don't really need to go and save everybody or convince them of our way, but just be true to self, because that's what's going to matter so much for each one of you listening today. If you're not being true to self and you're denying your own voice, you're denying what matters to you most, you're hanging out with people who shame you and degrade you all the time, it will have a toll and it will start to really wear you out vibrationally. So, any other comments that you have, Amnon? Did you think of anything?
No, I'm just thinking about you reading before. Where were you reading from?
It was from the Isis Oracle.
Yeah, that Isis is not a popular word these days.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's interesting because I've been meditating lately, and Goddess Isis was actually coming to me in meditations. I was just told it was Isis, and I was seeing a lot of Egyptian visions from Egypt, and I've had a lot of past life memory recall lately. And then I was just going to take my dog to the doctor the other day, and I went in my favorite bookstore that I haven't been in a long time, probably a year since I've been to that bookstore in Portland called New Renaissance. And I went in there, and these cards were just kind of illuminating on the shelf. And then another deck that I got, which are the liquid crystal. It's like a liquid crystal deck, and it's on different crystal healing. But it was cool because I opened it up, and it was so fitting with what I had been told in dream state and things with Isis. And I feel what it really is happening is, I think I shared this with you, Amnon, the people that are using the name ISIS for their terrorist agenda, I feel are kind of purposely doing that to misuse the power of that goddess and what she represents. And it's pretty symbolic for how much we're shifting and clearing, and that we need to, if Spirit's telling me, Tanya, that you need to burn down your history, which is what I recently was told in a meditation, you need to burn down your history like a phoenix shedding her old skin. Let your history go if it's no longer serving you, so that you can rise anew. And this is something that, this is an individual level, but at a planetary level, we need to do this as well, where countries are each burning down their history so that we can actually make come to a place where we can encourage and cultivate new relationships with each other. But if we're always carrying around all this history and fear, it ultimately becomes really hard and heavy and burdensome to show up in the now with each other, because we're carrying all that baggage. Kind of like people that need to clear all this before they go into a new relationship. Like if Sarah's doing her work and she's really clearing all of her pain and all of the guilt and the shame from her past relationships, and she sees that matters, and she takes the time to work on herself and heal herself and return to wholeness, she lightens her load, and vibrationally she is lighter. She's going to actually attract a lighter being that's going to actually create more beauty and peace with her. But if she's really heavy and burdened and fearful, and then she just wants to quickly get a relationship to hide out in so that she can feel safe with someone else, she's probably, well, not probably, this is really how it works vibrationally, she's going to draw in a being that is also heavy and vibrationally has a lot of disruption, until they can both kind of see the mirroring in each other to cultivate expansive change and cultivate that burning down of history. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So,
and by the way, don't blame those people for using the name ISIS. They did not choose it. We gave it to them.
Who gave them that?
We, the United States.
I thought the United States was calling it something different, like a different pronunciation.
They call all kind of things around the world, but ISIS is the way the media call it, and it's something Iraqi, Syrian, something I can't remember. The president likes to call them ISIL. no, I mean,